More standing for life. Thousands of demonstrators braving the elements for the annual pro-life march and summit in Washington, D.C. Rachel got an inside look at the future of the movement, and that's ahead.
To see this pro-life generation be so persistent and to know, yes, we will face obstacles. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
National Pro-Life Summit. I went to D.C. to talk to the students at the event. Take a look. Did you march yesterday?
I did. I was there. I was so excited to stand for life with thousands of other pro-lifers.
This is my third march here in D.C.
I love seeing hundreds of thousands of people gather to fight for these unborn babies.
Every year I go to the March for Life, I'm more encouraged to see the future of the pro-life movement, and I think we're headed in a positive direction.
What did it mean to you to march with your daughter, who's now 24, from an unplanned pregnancy, who now is a pro-life advocate?
The pro-life generation is unstoppable.
Only 1 in 10 members of our generation agree with the Democrat Party's extreme position on abortion, and 54% of our generation believes that legal rights should begin at birth. So Gen Z is actually more pro-life than many people may think.
Do you think that's because of technology, that they're able to see sort of fetal development and ultrasounds, 4D ultrasounds?
Absolutely, I think so. I think that our technology has become so much more incredible since 1973. There's a quote out there that's like, if the womb had windows, then abortion wouldn't be a thing. Because we find more and more as technology advances, you can find videos, real videos of little children at 6 weeks in the womb, and you can see them moving around, you can see their heart beating.
You were a Democrat who basically happened upon a video giving more information about the life issue, and it's really just turned your whole life in a different direction.
Absolutely, and I truly believe, and I'm a living proof of it, if you are informed about what abortion really is, 9 times out of 10 your mind will be changed.
Is changing minds with young people just about striking up conversations?
We're really in a battle of life and death here, and you never know when the person you're talking to is going to have a family member, a friend, or even themselves who is faced with an unplanned pregnancy and is considering abortion.
I think the biggest thing we can do is spark that dialogue, engage in conversation with our peers, even if they're pro-choice. And I think that by facilitating this conversation, people can exchange those ideas and better understand each other.
I think that people are under the impression that we're trying to control women's bodies, but in reality, we are trying to protect these babies and protect these moms and provide them with life-saving resources.
I just want people to be more informed of what's going on in the nation, because there's a ton of misinformation out there, and just getting the correct information to a generation is immense, like especially for voting this year.
What else can young people do to get the message out and educate?
Not only are they creating content, posting content, conversations they're having, all the resources that they're bringing to bear for pregnant and parenting students on their campus, they're promoting that, but then they're sharing what else the pro-life movement is doing. To see this pro-life generation be so persistent and to know, yes, we will face obstacles in our fight to make abortion unthinkable and unavailable throughout our land. And we know this is a marathon, not a sprint, but we will be ultimately victorious.
You guys, it was such an incredible day. I'm going to talk to you about a couple things that I learned that I was really surprised at. I met several kids who were actually pro-choicers, and in high school they were asked to debate on abortion, and the more they learned about it, they got converted, which speaks to the issue of education. That is one of the most important things they're doing. In social media, we talk about so much these 4D ultrasounds are helping change people's views. I think that's true for a lot of mothers and children who are seeing 4D ultrasounds, but also online videos talking about, frankly, chemical abortions, which are now anywhere between 50 and 80% of abortions. These abortion pills mean these girls are basically doing the project. It's a gruesome DIY project, and they're doing it by themselves in their bathrooms, and they're actually seeing the abortion themselves. And so they're posting their stories online, and people are learning about it. So that's a big deal. The other thing they're facing is politicians in this cycle running away from this issue. And they're saying, no, don't run away from this issue. The more you talk about it, the more you educate, and the more you define the other side as how radical they are, that's important.
Well, that's the burden that's been escaped in this entire debate, is if you are a Joe Biden or you are a Democrat and you want to demagogue a Republican position on abortion, you never have to explain your position.
Right.
What is it that is your line? That was awesome, Rachel. is really fascinating to hear from a lot of young people. This past week on the Will Cain Show, I had a debate between Tommy Lahren and Ben Domenech about how much of a role abortion politics should play for the future for the GOP. And everybody agrees it should be part of a project of hearts and minds. But it's interesting to hear the effects, I think, of a hearts and minds campaign. I think that right there is the product and the fruit of winning hearts and minds.
You know, Pete, you're absolutely right. And the other